CBS Young and the Restless spoilers full. The newest updates coming out of the Young and the Restless have sparked a wave of speculation about what direction Sally Spectra might take next, especially now that Billy Abbott is preparing to hand her what might be the biggest gift of her career: control of Newman Media. But the question lingering over everything is far more complicated than whether Sally wants the company. It's whether accepting it would drag her down a path she has spent years trying to avoid. And even more unsettling, could Sally end up siding with Billy as he spirals deeper into revenge? Up until now, Sally has been the one voice trying to pull Billy back from the edge, urging him to let go of his obsession with Victor Newman, Chancellor Winters, and all the history that still weighs on him. She knows how destructive Billy can become when he convinces himself that the world owes him something, or that he must strike first before someone strikes him. Sally has seen that version of Billy before: the reckless one, the self-sabotaging one, the one who mistakes pain for clarity. She doesn't want him slipping back into that darkness, not when he has worked so hard to build something stable. But Billy, emboldened by anger and fueled by opportunity, is now aligning himself with Phyllis Summers in a scheme that could either reshape Genoa City or blow up spectacularly in his face. For Billy, this isn't just about getting even. It's about reclaiming power he feels he lost, power he thinks he deserves, and power he believes Victor stole from him long ago. In their newest plan, Billy wants Chancellor for himself and Newman Media for Sally. Phyllis has assured him that once she infiltrates the system and adjusts ownership from the inside, both prizes will fall neatly into their laps. According to Phyllis, only Victor and Kane Ashby will be left humiliated in the process, and she says it with the confidence of someone who has burned bridges her entire life and has never been afraid to set more on fire. But the real question now is, how will Sally react when she learns what Billy and Phyllis have been doing behind the scenes? Sally Spectra is many things: ambitious, determined, bold, but she is not naive. She understands the weight of Newman Media, both as a brand and as a symbol. You don't inherit a Newman company without consequences. Taking it would mean putting herself directly in Victor Newman's line of fire, and Victor is a man who never forgets, never forgives, and never surrenders. Sally knows from experience that becoming Victor's enemy is not a role anyone survives gracefully. More than that, Sally has been burned before by promises, by plans, by powerful people who used her ambitions against her. While Billy may see Newman Media as a gift, Sally might see it as a trap. Because gifts like this rarely come without a price, and the price might be her integrity, her career, or even her relationship with Billy himself. And then there's the matter of Phyllis. The very idea that Billy is working secretly with Phyllis, someone whose schemes often leave collateral damage scattered across Genoa City, would give Sally every reason to hesitate. She's been manipulated before. She's been blindsided before. She knows what it feels like to be used as a pawn in someone else's war. So what happens when Billy tells her? Will Sally see the opportunity or the warning? There's a strong possibility that Sally will be torn between her instinct to protect Billy from his own impulses and her instinct to run from anything that smells like another disaster. She knows Billy is spiraling, and she may believe she's the only one who can pull him back. But she also knows that joining him could destroy everything she has rebuilt for herself after years of bad decisions and painful consequences. If Sally chooses to stand beside Billy, it won't be because she wants Newman Media. It will be because she believes she can save him, because she sees a version of herself in his struggle and refuses to abandon someone who is fighting battles she understands all too well. But if she chooses to step away, it will be because she finally recognizes a pattern she has been trapped in before, following the wrong man into the wrong war. And with Victor Newman in the crosshairs, this is not a war anyone enters lightly. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: Sally's reaction will not just determine her future, it could determine Billy's fate as well. If she rejects his plan, Billy may fall deeper into vengeance without her to balance him. If she accepts it, she risks losing herself in a feud she never wanted to be part of. Either way, the coming weeks are setting up a collision of ambition, betrayal, and emotional fallout that could reshape several relationships at once. As Billy Abbott's plan gains momentum, it becomes increasingly clear that he is not just trying to lure Sally Spectra into a power grab, he's trying to convince her that saying yes isn't even a real choice. In his mind, it's obvious they could have everything if she simply stopped hesitating. Billy insists that this doesn't need to be a conflict between Sally and their shared ambition. Instead, he frames it as a unified mission, one that elevates both of them while taking down the Newman empire he believes has wronged countless people including him. He argues that the Newmans deserve what's coming, that this is justice disguised as opportunity, and that Sally, of all people, should see the value in reclaiming power from a family who has underestimated her too many times. To Billy, this is their moment, a chance to rewrite their futures together. Sally, however, remains conflicted. She isn't blind to the risks, nor is she easily swayed by promises of influence. Her instincts tell her to be cautious. She's been in situations before where ambition disguised itself as partnership, only to leave her burned. At first, she hesitates, turning Billy's words over in her mind, wondering whether this is truly a path she wants to walk again. She doesn't want to become the version of herself she fought so hard to outgrow. But then everything shifts. A tense confrontation with Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson threatens to break her restraint and push her toward the very path she's trying to avoid. Rumors already suggest that an explosive showdown between Sally and Chelsea is coming, one full of accusations, wounded pride, and long-simmering jealousy. Chelsea has never been subtle, and she is more than capable of provoking Sally in ways that cut deep. Her words may be enough to destabilize the delicate balance Sally has tried to hold on to. Chelsea's taunts could remind Sally of every time she struggled to earn respect in Genoa City. Every time she was judged, dismissed, or treated as if she didn't belong. Chelsea might even mock Sally's career setbacks or question her worthiness of Newman Media unwittingly doing exactly what Billy's argument couldn't quite accomplish. The more Chelsea pushes, the harder it becomes for Sally to resist the pull of vengeance. Adam's involvement only complicates things further. Depending on what he says or how brutally honest he chooses to be, Adam might ignite the last spark needed to sway Sally toward Billy's side. Adam's betrayal of Chelsea has already left shrapnel everywhere. Sally may feel the sting of that betrayal as well, especially if Adam's behavior reminds her of how easily he himself can switch alliances and abandon people who trust him. For Sally, this emotional storm becomes a crossroads. The betrayal Adam inflicted on Chelsea could remind Sally of every betrayal she herself has endured. Every moment when love turned its back on her. Every time she was left standing alone, forced to rebuild herself from scratch with no one to rely on. And that is where the dangerous possibility arises. Instead of shrinking away, Sally may decide to reclaim her power the only way she knows how, by striking back. If Adam's choices reopen old wounds, Sally might feel not only justified, but compelled to retaliate. The idea of joining Billy, of reclaiming Newman Media, of proving her strength and cunning, could suddenly feel less like a risk and more like a rightful reckoning. And if Chelsea's words push her too far, Sally might decide she is done playing fair. In that moment, Billy's offer no longer looks like a trap, it looks like liberation. Once that switch flips inside her, Sally could become the version of herself she has tried so hard to bury, sharp, calculating, unapologetically fierce. Not because she wants chaos for chaos's sake, but because she believes she deserves more than what Genoa City has allowed her. Revenge becomes less about anger and more about reclaiming control over a narrative that has often written her as the villain. Given what we know about upcoming spoilers, Sally is heading toward monumental choices about her identity, her ambitions, and the kind of future she wants to carve out for herself. Whether she chooses Billy's path or tries to pave her own, this storyline is about to thrust Sally into the center of one of the most dangerous power struggles the show has seen in years. And if she does strike back, no one will ever say they didn't see it coming.